mulligan anyway.
All right, well,
the
there's a temple in there, so his stop card straight to the bottom passes the turn back.
Oh, and he doesn't have white mana also.
Yeah. There's a Temple of Triumph. All right, so take a draw. Well, he does now.
Yeah.
Howled Fountain right off the top.
Big draw step there for Mike.
And no play there. And another big draw step. All right, so he's out from underneath this.
Now that hand's looking real good.
Yeah. Oh, Scrylands, you're so good. Let's see what this is going to be. That's a Chandra's Phoenix. That's a really good use for a Syncopate.
Yeah.
Ooh, boy. There's another Syncopate off the top. See if Williams wants to cast this Chase this turn or just keep another Syncopate up.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the worst thing that can happen to him if he taps out here. It's probably, I mean, even Land Perforos he has covered through the Detention Spheres in his hand, so.
I think he's going to come to the same conclusion as you, which is go down to 18 and be perfectly fine casting this Jace.
Yeah, I mean, the worst case scenario is something even, Young Pyromancer plus spells, but in that case, Jason plussing is still very good.
Mm-hmm.
So I like that. That seems like a really good spot to stick at Jace.
Let's see what Kenny's going to do on his turn here.
With all the Planeswalkers and Young Pyromancer and Perforos, Michael's deck is actually pretty poorly set up to fight Detention Sphere. This is just very good against a lot of his cards.
And there is Perforos, a card that you mentioned. Williams is not going to care too much about. Last Breath off the top, Jace is going to take down. So 3 cards coming. Azorius, Guildgate, Sphinx's Revelation, and Elspeth. Boy, oh boy, that is tough.
And I think Michael would take the land by itself, so he's very happy to pick up that Elspeth.
I think we might just see a D-Sphere. Maybe. I don't even know if he has to cast D-Sphere this turn. I think it's appropriate just to get that off the table.
Yeah, it's pretty dangerous to leave Perforos unchecked there. He almost certainly has to do it anyway. And if he doesn't kill the Perforos, there's a really good chance that Jace just dies for nothing.
Yeah.
And getting another shot at 2 cards with Jace is really potentially good here as well.
I was thinking on the odd chance, you can just leave up Syncopate and then the Last Breath too. I'm not sure how great that is. There's Lightning Strike to take care of that, so Syncopate I don't think would have countered that anyway. Now Mutavault's going to come across for 2, so Jace did a good job.
Oh yeah, Jace was excellent.
Now you drew a Rev too, but it's not a big Rev. You might see a main phase Rev here too. That might be appropriate here, and so you can hit a 6 land drop, or it might be better just leave Syncopate plus Last Breath up.
Yeah, he's got to be worried about Storm Breath Dragon.
True.
That's tapping out there, he could just die. His hand's not really well set up to fight through Storm Breath, so. Mike's hand's so powerful and has so many 6-mana cards in it, I would expect him to actually be willing to just fire off this Rev for 2.
See if that one's worth syncopating or just going to take care of that with a D-Sphere. Because if he just lets it resolve, that's what Williams is going to do. He's going to cast basically Divination here. It's going to gain him 2 life as well. Just a baby Sphinx's Revelation. Dissolve and a Last Breath. Does he find a land? Yeah, I mean, he does.
I think he would like to Detention Sphere and leave up Dissolve this turn, but
we're not in a perfect world.
I'm sure he'll take it. And in fairness, he can allow, a Summonal Legion to make a token once. It's not the end of the world.
Yeah, even twice, because he has Elspeth in his hand.
Yeah.
And he just passed the turn, so see if Kenny's going to cast any spells this turn. So, Symbol Token's going to come in.
Assemble, one of the better cards in the format you can play against Mono Black. Not a huge fan against blue-white decks because they have so many cards that are good against it, but it can have its moments there as well.
See if Mutavault's going to get fired up here. Pretty risky into all that open mana.
I mean, anything he does is risky into all that open mana.
Yeah. All right, here comes tough guy Mutavault into the red zone.
It's not a bad place to Last Breath the Mutavault as you still get to leave up Dissolve.
Yeah. So, take 1. Follow-up? Looks like Glare Heresy. That's a good spell to counter. How much do you care about Perforos? I think the answer is quite a bit.
Oh, yeah, certainly.
Yeah.
Makes a lot of Michael's draw steps really dangerous.
Yeah.
And Mike has to be thrilled with that turn. I mean, that was a great use of mana. On a turn he was pretty much committed to taking off, he got to use 2 cards and trade resources very efficiently.
So there's also inscribed at the bottom. Williams going to draw cards of planes. There's a D-sphere. That's going to take care of Assemble the Legion, so it didn't really do much. 5 mana, make a creature, basically. Nothing exciting there. Williams going to pass the turn back to Kenney, who will take a draw step. Chandra Pyromaster is the draw. Starts by attacking for 1. You got to put Williams down to 16. We'll see what he does in the second main phase. Okay, sets the cards that are sphered aside, and that one's not going to resolve either. Syncopate for 3 with only 2 mana up. Boy.
Another perfect use of resources here, and now you get to see something like Aetherling or Elspeth stuck on this empty board.
What a horrible spot for Kenney. Everything is just going wrong this game.
Yeah.
Take a look at the top here with Temple of Deceit.
If you're playing a deck with a lot of counter spells, and the game gets to play in such a way where you get to tap out every turn, that's a big victory.
Yeah. You get to use all of your mana every single turn. Anything's going to come down here with just 1 blue mana available. Pass the turn back, daring Kenney to take care of it this turn or basically lose. Maybe in a Storm Breath, I'm not sure. That one's good.
Stormbreath Dragon's not a shabby draw here.
I'm not positive that's what it was, but it may have been.
Yeah, it appears as though.
Looks like he wants to cast an Elspeth. Yeah. But if the options were Elspeth and Stormbreath, I don't love this play. It's okay just because Stormbreath would have gotten in for 4 and then would have died to an opposing Elspeth.
Well, I don't know. Oh, he does know about
Yeah,
the
he does
opposing
know
Elspeth,
about that,
right?
yeah.
That came off of an earlier Jays.
Mhm.
Yeah. So he needs to save that dragon as kind of a finisher. Although this is really rough because the Aetherling can just kill Elspeth without that much effort.
Yeah, that's the real problem, right? Just go unblockable pump once. You can flash it back out to go back on blocking duty, excuse me. Yeah, so there's the activation. Red zone it. Take care of it. More than happy to tap out for Elspeth. Make a couple of tokens and pass the turn back. So kind of sitting in the driver's seat right now for Mike Williams.
Yeah, Mike is just not buying the idea that Kenney has a way to kill this Aetherling to
Yeah,
punish him for
something like
tapping
a
out.
chain to the rocks or
Yeah,
something.
there's just no way.
Well, things do get a little more interesting here. You actually see the hand right now. He's actually got to go after Elspeth.
Yep. But now at least he's racing.
Yeah.
I mean, this kills Elspeth for sure, and then it's Stormbreath v Aetherling.
And with Kenney at 24.
Hey, he's got, from that last breath, he's got a little bit of action.
Yeah. And a Stormbreath's monstrosity trigger. We could see something interesting happen here.
I believe Mike may have a backup Elspeth in his hand.
Yeah, he does. Hands Elspeth in last breath.
So yeah, I think he's wondering if he wants to race here and just hit back with the tokens, or if he wants to take an opportunity to trade, and he's looking to race.
Well, Aetherling is oftentimes a race winner. 6 mana. Well, not just yet.
It has not often been defeated in races, that's for sure.
You see Williams going to separate his mana, decide how he wants to go about his turn. He's been very impressive on camera.
Yeah.
Both times we've watched him. Looks really, really comfortable playing this deck.
Yeah, I mean, this turn is where it gets a little bit complicated because he needs to, attack, probably shrink his Aetherling down to 3 power so he can Elspeth minus to take care of the dragon. But he may be able to finagle his mana in such a way where he can, say, attack for 5, use 2 mana to shrink to down to 3, Elspeth and minus.
So we're going to come across for some damage here. 6 mana. There's Elspeth. Kill your dragon down to 1. Fountain.
Oh,
Ooh.
he did. Yeah, I assumed that he was shrinking his Aetherling
missed
there.
it. Wow. Okay.
So now this Elspeth's going to die too.
Wow. That is insane. Does he have other win conditions?
That's a great question.
Uh-oh.
That is a great question. He has 1 copy of Aetherling,
3 Elspeths.
so he's down to an Elspeth.
Maybe Archangels have been boarded in?
Sure.
Yikes. Oh, how this game has changed. Now both players are playing draw. Go. Zori's Charm to go along with Last Breath, pass the turn back. Kenney going to take a draw.
Oh my
Is that
god.
a Storm Breath? Uh-oh. Cycle that Charm. No? All right. Take a draw. Supreme Verdict.
Mutavault?
Yeah, Mutavault. I apologize.
Back-to-back Mutavaults.
Uh-oh.
Storm Breath is going monstrous potentially this turn.
Monstrosity.
Whoa.
Oh my gosh. I'm with you. I thought he shrunk the Mutavault too. Oh my gosh.
One draw to find a verdict. It's a syncopate.
And
Next
oh
game.
my goodness, Michael Kenney.
Wow.
You just look at his face. He can't believe what happened. Mike Williams
Wow.
making the blunder with the Aetherling and the Elspeth, and just like that, a Storm Breath Dragon comes off the top.
Crazy.
And now he's playing tomorrow, as opposed to Mike Williams, who has played beautifully all day and played beautifully during that game.
Yeah, it's just, who knows if that's the first time that's ever come up, The one Aetherling in his list. And having